Book it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this used to be one of my favorite weeks of the year, because I covered like 9 or 10 Super Bowls, and I didn't like covering the game, but I enjoyed the hell out of the week leading up to the game.
And I'll tell you, T-Foss, that is one of my media career, I do want to get to the Super Bowl for the week. Is it as electric as it seems?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
If you got the connections.
Now tell me about your connections.
First of all, I used to get into the Super Bowl annual party. And imagine this, a room so big that you can have 4 live bands going and nobody on the other side of the hall can hear the band that's on the opposite side of the wall. They had seafood buffet, Italian buffet, Mediterranean buffet, burgers and fries, drinks. Even have they probably, you know what, I don't know if there was Eagle Rare back then, but if they had it, it was there.
Okay.
So I would go there. That was a great thing. Now Tuesday was media day, and the media would bitch about media day. I actually liked it because they parade all the players out there, and they're at the podiums, and you can just go talk to them and ask them questions. The only thing I didn't like is the Disney Channel or something would have somebody dressed up as Pinocchio asking stupid questions, and the players would rather talk to Pinocchio than me. It's the only thing I didn't like. But on San Diego, I had a friend named Vanderbilt Wright. I think you know who he is.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey T, Wednesday we're gonna have beers with a friend of mine at some bar. He said, why don't you come along? I think you guys get along and have a good time." I was like, all right, cool. So we go to the Gaslight District in San Diego. We go to this bar, and we're hanging out and stuff. And his friend is not there. And maybe about 9:30, his friend comes in. It's Brett Favre. So
that's his friend.
That's his friend. So we're hanging out the bar, drinking beers, and Brett can put him down, but he was hilarious. And so while we're hanging out, drinking beers, getting drunk, and we may have done a couple of shots, but he said that it was the last night of the week he could go out. So when Thursday, Friday, Saturday is shut down. So I asked him the key question. I said, look, you guys in Green Bay must be salivating when you play the Detroit Lions because you kick their ass all the time and stuff. And he said, that's not true. He said, actually, with the Detroit Lions, this is before Brad Holmes and before Dan Campbell, he said, we respect the Lions from this standpoint. They have very good athletes. And we can tell the players are pissed off because they lose so much and they don't play for anything. He says the biggest problem is they don't have the proper leadership. But if you get the right coaches, if you get the right, I think the right front office, he said they'd be a motherfucker. That was his word. So, but until they get the proper leadership, we don't really worry about them. But he still respected them.
How many beers did Brett Favre drink that night?
I lost count after 6. So he had at least 6, probably 8, 10.
My kind of guy.
Because he was like, I'm hanging out tonight. And here's the other thing is at this bar, once Brett Favre showed up, then all these Packer fans showed up, and they couldn't get in the bar because it was crowded and stuff. So when you walk into the bar, you had to walk past Packer fans, and they thought I was a member of the Green Bay Packers. I don't know who they thought I was, but they call it, hey, Travis, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm not Travis. I don't even know who Travis is, but I was just walked by and stuff, and then I was accused of being a standoffish player for the Packers, but I didn't play for the Packers. but let me say this: whenever you get a bunch of Caucasians who root for a team, they see a brother walk in, he must play for that team.
He's automatically a player, right?
Right. I was somebody's running back. With my 5'9", 40 speed.
Did you? Well, they knew though, right?
Yep.
Come to find out, Terry Foster was not a player. He just crushed a lot. Like that.
That's right.
That's exactly what it was. But no, T. Foster. What was the coolest Super Bowl? From not from a media or game. I'm talking about from the party perspective.
Party.
And here's why I base this off of, right? Because I haven't made my way to a Super Bowl other than when the Super Bowl was here. Mm-hmm. And I went to the party at the Detroit Science Center. To this day was one of my favorite parties I've ever been to.
It's a fine party. It's not the best one.
Yeah, but it was fun that night. And it was wild to me that we were knocking them back too. I mean, we went in with reckless. We were getting real reckless, as we like to say. And it was wild to me that here's this place I used to go to on field trips as a kid, and now I'm in here. I was in the rum and coke game back then, and here I am just smashing rum and cokes and getting irregular. I guess that's the best way to say. And rapping with Edger and James and Willis McGahee and all those guys. A lot of the you guys were there at that party that night. And it was fun. And we were in downtown in Greektown. And you never knew who you were going to run into. We were at Coach's, where were we? Coach's Corner. We were down there. And Mike Ditko.
Coach's Corner.
The former Coach's Corner. Mike Ditko walked in there. Place was electric. He bought the whole bar a drink. And it was so much fun. What was the most fun Super Bowl you've been to?
I'm going to say Miami because of the ladies.
Hell yeah.
I met a hooker on the beach. Where was she from? She was from somewhere on the East Coast. And so she was staying at our hotels. So I see this woman. She had her cell phone and was taking pictures of the ocean. And so I went over to talk to her. I said, "Girl, what you up to?" She said, "Oh, my mom has never seen the ocean before, so I'm taking a picture for her." I said, "Oh, okay, cool." She said, "Well," she asked me, "What am I doing?" I said, I'm a journalist from Detroit covering the Super Bowl." I said, "Are you just here for the Super Bowl?" She said, "Yes, but I'm working." I said, "Okay, what do you do?" So I'm thinking, maybe she's in tech or something like that. She said, "Nah, I'm a prostitute." I'm like, all right. So we had to have a nice little conversation and stuff. And I did not take advantage of her services, although she said, "We stay in the same hotel. I can roll by there anytime you want." I said no because at the time I had to room with somebody. That's the only reason I didn't do it.
Damn.
And I could be up here second motor says, "No way would I ever be with a prostitute. That's not right." No. The only reason I didn't do it is because I was staying with somebody. If they weren't with me, we would have done it. But anyway, she was really nice. I got to talk to her mom on the cell phone, and her mom was nice. And but that was cool. And then the parties on South Beach were ridiculous.
It is out of control down there, man.
Oh my God!
Miami and Lauderdale, man, it's out of control at night down there.
The homegirl told me that, and I sort of knew this but didn't know it. She said that wherever the Super Bowl is, there is a call to all the hookers: go to Miami, go to Atlanta, go to LA, wherever it is. We stay here. They come in Sunday night. They're looking for tourists or people and they said we just clean up.
They put out the bat signal.
No, it's the bat signal. She said that,
all you hear is
she said, I know. She said that 1 week during the Super Bowl she makes almost as much money as she does the rest of the year.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe it.
So that was the most fun, I would have to say.